A2 Hosting is a provider that is all about speed, speed, speed. Now, not all about speed. So in this review, let's find out more about what A2 Hosting has to offer you. We'll break everything down into the most important features for your site. And if A2 Hosting dies, it dies. A2 Hosting offers an array of services, from typical shared hosting to dedicated servers. But for this review, let's focus on the option that most users will choose: shared hosting. Shared hosting and WordPress hosting are kind of the same thing, since these plans are already configured to run the most popular CMS. The cheapest options start from $2.99 a month. This includes one website, 100 gigabytes of SSD storage, and a free SSL certificate. As usual, this price is only available if you choose to buy hosting for 3 years. Otherwise, it's $10.99 a month. WordPress managed hosting starts from $12.99 a month. It has way fewer resources, just 10 gigabytes of storage space, and one website limit. But it comes with turbo options and the best WordPress optimization, as well as managed updating and patching for your site to keep things from going wrong. This option is only good if you need faster site and want some programming help. Otherwise, the regular shared hosting is more than fine. Now, what exactly is Turbo Speed? Well, it's basically a beefed up version of your site that uses a lot of technology to squeeze as much speed as it can. This includes Lightspeed Enhanced servers, Turbo Cache, and NVMe Drive, which is the fastest available protocol for reading data from a storage device. Is it worth it? From the price perspective, I would recommend going for the turbo plans if you want to run a website that's going to receive a lot of traffic, an e-commerce store with lots of items, or a news website. The main problem with A2 is that while the initial pricing is low, the renewal pricings are, well, not very fun. The cheapest plan goes from $3 to $11 a month, and the turbo plan goes from $10 to $21 a month. You'd better be prepared to pay double or triple that amount of your first purchase. So let's talk about money-back guarantees. You see, for the most part of A2's history, they had what's called an anytime money-back guarantee, which, to be fair, was a bit confusing. It's not like you can host a website for a year and then ask for all your money back. Thankfully, they finally renamed it to a simple money-back guarantee, which is a bit more logical. This is how it works. If you cancel your plan within 30 days, you get all your money back. If you cancel any later than that, they refund you for any services you didn't use. So for example, if you get 1 year of hosting and cancel it at around 10 months, you would get 2 months worth of hosting back. Strange, but it's still better than what you get with a lot of other providers. Overall, the price is nicely balanced with the features you get. It's great that you get a free SSL certificate and you get to choose your data center. As I said, the turbo plans are viable only if you plan on running a bigger site or project. Otherwise, you wouldn't really benefit all that much. All in all, a great price. I just wish the renewal prices were a bit cheaper. The real star, or the star that A2 advertises the most, is the shared hosting performance. To test this out, I've bought the cheapest plan. Of course, the cheapest plan doesn't have the turbo feature, so I decided to first do all my tests on this plan, and then recreate the same setup and try it again with a turbo plan. Let's see what I've got after nearly 2 months of testing. Let's concentrate on 2 metrics here: website speed and uptime. To test the uptime, I got a tool that tests whether my site is up every 10 seconds or so. I did it for both websites, the cheap and the turbo plans. And well, they both got 100% uptime. That's a good sign from the start. Next, website speed with a simple WordPress installation. Both plans showed great results. The cheaper plan's website loaded in about 1.3 seconds, while the turbo loaded in 0.9 seconds. At this stage, this difference can seem small, but as your site grows, this can increase dramatically. All that tech in the turbo plan also allowed my website to start loading faster. If we look at the time to the first byte, we can see that the turbo plan was nearly 2 times faster. Overall, great results from both options. I actually wanted to test this a bit further, so I installed a pre-made theme to both sites and used this tool to send 50 virtual users to it. This was to test out how the servers could handle all those users at the same time. And mind you, 50 users at the same time is a pretty big number. Here is where I found the biggest difference. The cheap plan had some bumps here and there and quite a slow response time, whereas the turbo plan was as smooth as silk. And of course, the response time was way faster, just proving what I said about the plans being suited for bigger projects or a larger number of sites. You wouldn't be disappointed in the performance aspect of A2 hosting. While there are some hiccups, the overall power you get is amazing. If you're searching for something to speed up your site and you don't really care about price, this is a place to go. This section is usually a split. Some users are die-hard DIY fans, and support options are of no concern. A lot of other people, however, will run into an instance where support from the provider is necessary. So it's important to know that you have options before buying something long-term. You don't want to learn that the only way to get help is to call the call center between 2 and 3 a.m. in a leap year when your site is on fire. In all honesty, I really like the support system that A2 Hosting has. You get all the regular options like submitting a ticket, surfing through extensive knowledge base or a blog, and using 24/7 live chat system. These options work fine. And while sometimes you do have to wait a while before you get a response, most times the problem is fixed without a lot of useless back and forth. The real star, in my humble opinion, are the phone support options. A2 Hosting has multiple centers around the world, and you can call different support numbers based on your country. And there's a lot of them. So it's good to see this when other providers don't even offer support systems. If you think you will need support on your hosting journey, then A2 Hosting has your back. It might not be the fastest support, but the array of options and professional help makes this a pretty great experience in general. A2 Hosting gives you a pretty standard cPanel to do most of your website management. This can be a great thing or a bad thing depending on what your preferences are. There are a lot of cPanel fans, but in my opinion, the user interface is a bit outdated. Speaking of outdated, the internal A2 Hosting is a bit of a mess, but nothing a bit of patience can't overcome. Oh, and if you surf the net enough, you might have noticed that there's a lot of very specific pages like MySQL hosting, Linux hosting, forum hosting, or email hosting. The thing is, A2 Hosting has lots of landing pages for nearly every situation. Some of these pages advertise the same shared hosting plans with just slightly different text, like email hosting. Some are their separate products that are designed for one purpose, like MySQL hosting. Oh, and just briefly, A2 is one of the few web hosting providers that try to use renewable energy and help the environment as much as they can. Sure, it's nothing groundbreaking, but still something good, right? Should you go for A2 Hosting? Yeah, if you need a fast website, you aren't afraid to pay a bit more, and you can deal with some unsmooth edges. The support side is solid and will not leave you to fend for yourself. And there's quite a lot of customization for you to choose from. If the price is not an obstacle for you, go and get it. Use my link below and get the best deal you can. And don't forget to tell me in the comments section below what your experience was like with A2 Hosting.